Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, imbecile.
Hello.
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 Hello, everybody.
All week long.
Bang that gavel, all rise. Welcome, one and all. Happy Monday. Myself, Creedence, and Mikey the Legend here with you for We Got a Case.
Exciting day, kicking off a new work week. 5 days a week right here with We Got a Case. Zoom Court, Creedence Live.
Over here at R West with, listen, we don't give out awards very often, but they get an award for the nicest, cleanest. I would lick that double door.
Yeah, if it wasn't a picture, it'd be awesome.
Is it?
Well, I mean, you got two people using it, so I mean, that'd be my guess.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Unless one
It's
of them is
fake.
Got superpowers or something that we don't know about.
And
all three of them are using it. We just can't see behind the interpreter that well.
You're right. I have completely been bamboozled.
It happens. It happens.
Oh, there she is. She's
country music and beer. That's what we like around here at the country court coordinator.
Bitch. Don't mean to derail court this soon, but give me just a moment. If you want to pop in here and see what's going on, feel free.
These are, by the way, this is out in Dallas. Protective orders. Beautiful Selena over here trying to get the mister down here to leave her alone. So a little bit of interpreting. So be ready.
Live, sir. Is there firearms or ammunition present in the home?
Señor, donde usted vive en la casa, ¿hay algún arma de fuego, municiones?
At first, I thought it says senior
no.
judge, but it says senior judge. My fault.
Do you use firearms or ammunition for your work?
Yes, sir, not us.
En el trabajo, ¿usa usted armas de fuego o municiones?
No.
No.
Do you have access to firearms
You
or
definitely need to do
ammunition
that.
where you work?
¿Donde usted trabaja tiene acceso a armas o municiones donde usted trabaja?
We lost 38
No.
members in the last couple of days.
Sir, the questions I've asked you about firearms and ammunition, if they have been false or misleading, you could leave
Is she
yourself
out in the middle of
open
the
for
woods?
further
What in the world?
prosecution. Do you understand that?
No.
¿Entiende usted, señor, que las declaraciones que usted acaba de dar demuestran después y conllevan al caso de que usted también
Would the interpreter do the freezes like
criminal en contra de usted, ¿entiende?
Sí, sí entiendo.
Yes, I do understand.
Hi, Dylan Peterson.
Dylan
And you
Peterson
were
back.
able to ask
Creed's biggest fan.
questions you had regarding the protective order.
Y usted tuvo el chance de hacer
Look at this
preguntas con
guy.
respecto a la orden de
741 or 40,
Sí.
740
Yeah.
something, by the way, today during the chase. We
And your
wanna-
questions were answered.
We're going to hit it again. We're going to get those
and you
numbers up.
understand it,
That's
correct.
Y las
Hola.
preguntas que usted hizo se le respondieron y usted tuvo el chance de hacer
We
las
are a
preguntas y las
bilingual
entendió, ¿verdad?
channel.
Sí.
Kinda?
Yes.
We can say hi at least.
I know it. Yes and
Anything
no.
further,
Is.
sir?
¿Hay
Make
algo
that
más
37.
que usted quiere añadir, señor?
No.
Thank you, Dallas.
No.
A return to greatness is on its way, Creedence.
Then based on the pleadings and the evidence, I'm going to grant the protective order.
Free folks is
I will
The
free
award
leaders are
$200.
leaving.
I I can't wait any
We'll
longer.
award
We have to go
$200
over to
in
this.
attorney's
I just
fees.
Okay, go ahead.
I
I
have
mean, you
to-
said something
As
big is
Bill
happening. I
have
need to know it.
I have to take you over to this.
What is this? What is this?
Are you Mr. Washington?
Oh, you're Bishop's #1 fan.
Live court proceedings with Eddie, who really needs money.
Eddie Block Film.
What do you think it is, girl?
Well, if they're going to do it, we're going to do it too. Please send all of your money so Mikey can have a real man's beard like that.
By the way, I was watching this courtroom before I jumped to this one, so that could have been really. Who are these guys?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Their Mikey is very old.
Yes.
Their
Yeah.
Mikey is really old. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I'm old, but I'm kind of offended. But their creed is pretty spot on.
No, that's the one with the repeating Hanson.
I like
Is
that.
it though?
I mean, as far as doppelgangers go, yeah.
Wow.
I like their sharing the chat there with all the bad words and everything.
I mean, I like how everything's off center. Judge Boyd is cut off. It almost looks scrunched a little bit. We've got
Good possibility.
tiny little bit of their chat.
Losing a little bit of it, but I mean, for the most part, you get the idea.
Doing good, Chris. You're just checking out our stiff competition here.
How many
He
people
sit in his house and smoke? Mikey's a smoker. The other Mike.
Damn it. Now this one's gonna be.
Oh, David.
Oh, Robert, you and Robert, Eric had it.
Yeah, see, this guy here.
Good job, Eric.
Eric, congratulations, whoever you are.
Eddie Block, baby. Go Eddie Block.
Oh, Kay, wasn't that a great one? The dude ate the two steaks, went and laid down. Smoke them if you got them. It was a great one.
That was a good day.
Well, Kelly?
If you're new here, what we do is we go around Zoom courts, watch them, not unlike our good friend Eddie Block Films over here.
Yeah, he makes films. He's a feature film.
If they, even though they make a plea deal with the DA, the judge
Creed's voice is spot on.
harder than the DA.
Yes, absolutely. His clutter, picture perfect.
They play around.
Hold on, I need to take this down so I see him better.
See you, Philip.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, much better.
And see your trailer window now.
How is he not smoking? Does he have a fridge right next to him?
Yeah, and a toilet on the other side, and
Oh, never mind.
you name it, it's all right there.
That's just a tub.
Wow,
Is that a rebel flag behind old Mikey? How dare he?
U.S. citizen. That's a question.
I don't represent that flag.
That's Texas.
Both.
Is that a state?
Is that Texas?
Yeah.
How did you find these guys, by the way?
$500 fine. There are no applications.
I just typed in smoking men with beard nude, and it just came up.
Which one of them's in the wheelchair?
Oh,
Because
one of them in a wheelchair?
yeah, up here it says, you see the little Eddie Block Films? It's a guy in a wheelchair at the very top corner.
I don't know why they haven't stopped there. You've got the Cash App, real Eddie, real deal Eddie Block. I always love people that put that on the end, official. Like, Creedence CB radio show official.
That you committed these offenses with co-defendants. There's to be no contact
Great.
with Cassandra Acosta, Jorge.
David, thank you so much. We didn't even could you imagine what we could make if we had Nightbot constantly spamming our Cash App and Venmo and then having this scrolling along the bottom?
I know, that would be great. I can't. Yeah, that is a bold choice to handbags. I saw that earlier. I was like, wow, she went all red today. Man, I'm off to a good start. I've had 2 courtrooms and 2 of them go down. So,
well, I mean, we've got this now.
I
by
don't
the way,
want to step on their toes.
This video uses fair use for the purpose of criticism, commentary. They haven't said anything, by the way, what we say. So like 2 things. Teaching, education, and research. I mean, listen, anybody that bitches and complains about us talking so much during court, just go watch this filmmaker.
Don't go anywhere. Stay right there.
You can see something pop up in the chat. Oh, there's God Rides a Harley.
How much this mug goes for?
Oh shit, they got a huge following. Massive.
Selling them on eBay for $20.
Wow, eBay and court at the same time. I like this. These are my kind of guys.
No contact order with Cassandra Acosta, Jorge Pulmonaris.
When you check your eBay, do you
understand
what
that
they have
when
it listed for that you're checking?
I mean, they're talking about eBay literally over top of.
You can see if they
Hey,
sold it.
baby. God rides a Harley. Are you here with us, or are you actually over there? That'd be so funny.
Is God rides a Harley a fan of theirs?
He was just in the chat.
Oh, there was 4 other defendants.
Oh, we're talking about court again, or are we talking about eBay court?
God rides a Harley is a wrench over there. He is, I swear, and a member.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's funny. Okay, that's funny.
Hello, Creedence and Bishop. It's undated, so yeah.
349 being between guilty and 3.
You know, but they don't do this till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my time.
Oh, they know who we are.
Oh, do they?
Wait, so they don't do this until 4 o'clock our time.
Microsoft's asking he's asking all kinds of questions.
That's great.
What did he just say? What did other Creed say?
She's like, I can hear it. All right.
By the way, we do make jokes, but there's lots of room to do whatever you do.
It's just funny. I like old Mikey though. Old Mikey's my favorite.
No, that's why I really enjoyed this, and they're on the other side, so they're not right next to us. So,
so we can sit here and tag team.
We used to talk about eBay a lot. Also,
send us a link.
No thanks. This is funny. It's so funny about God rides a Harley over there. God rides a Harley watches court with them, not us.
Well, I mean, he comes to us for chases. He goes to them for court.
Right. Yes, he's a wrench over there and a member.
God rides a Harley's coming over. He just said BRB, so he's coming over here. Get ready. He's coming in. He's coming in hot.
Oh, I think that is a rebel flag. I think you were right.
I told you. Yes, I know. I'm a fine Southern gentleman. Of course, I know these things. Look, it's Dallas Alice. She likes turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Where did they both go? Don't they know one at a time?
Is that
He
a thing?
says-
We need to start doing that?
He says BRB, and then the other guy leaves, and then the other one can leave.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. if we
Jesus
just,
Christ, good to see you, my friend.
might have used your
This
name
is pretty
to
funny.
suck
I gotta see what else they do now. I now need to know what else they do on here.
Oh, they just came
They
back.
return at the same time. Are they in the same house? Let's see what they typically watch.
I don't know, but I'm jealous he gets to smoke in his house. I'd never have to go anywhere.
You would never miss a moment of the action.
You like turtles? What's that?
I like turtles.
I bet they don't have
When
Jesus
was it
Christ.
Buckstones created? I think I started in 2019.
He's literally doing eBay. I do like that.
2019.
Welcome back.
I got a megaphone and toilet paper. What you got?
You just ran over your phone with the tractor willow and it lived? Wow.
I got this mask we could probably sell on eBay. I haven't put it on in a long time.
There I was away, and I was muted. Of course.
Of course. Hey, girl,
What I
look.
was saying, Creedence and Bishop are they do this in the afternoons.
Oh, they do this?
Hopefully we will. Yeah, that's who that is. Creed.
Can't sell the cheese board.
I'm the city of Creed.
It's a collector's item. Creed is only one of a kind.
Great guy, great. Fun
Thank
guys
you.
to watch.
The greatest.
Creed, when
But
you
if you knew our channel well, he'd call me Mikey, and not
was
Bishop.
you in radio? I think Creedence was in radio. Hey, Linda Lou.
Mikey's just a homeless guy. Fine.
Bless you.
It could flush it. Free smokes at the Circle K.
Nice. We're not trying to take your business, Creedence. We're just, we figure we'll do it in the morning.
Like
Yeah,
I
we
said,
thought there was a lot of people, you know. Of course,
Plenty of room.
time.
where do I get my
But,
discount
Kansas-
due?
Kansas City's time in California.
Yeah, 10:15.
And we have a lot of followers that have absolutely nothing to do early in the mornings, you know.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's our audience too, apparently.
Yeah. But everybody in chat, all of our people need to follow Creedence and Bishop over there. We got a chase. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for the copy.
Love it. Mucho respect to these guys.
We got a chase. It's always fun over there, laughing over there.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know where it came from, but I own it.
That is very weird mask.
Nice. So was I, kind of.
No, that's not us.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not that type, but we like to make fun.
Use more on the video being Bunny.
No, they did like a Joe Dirt story on me at Wild 94.9 in San Francisco. So I was on Wild 94.9 for a little bit.
Right.
They make it not so much.
Hold on,
fun
come
when
back.
you-
I just sent a super chat.
Oh,
Oh, thank you, Creedence.
you're welcome.
Now, I sent. I come out of the Mikey pocket.
Saying, hey, you.
That's part of my money.
Yeah, guys, go check out Creedence and Bishop show.
And here for their. Where's our hallelujah?
Got a chase. And so that's great, isn't it? That little play on words. See, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Put that on your bed. Oh, you put that on your bed. Keep it.
Do they talk politics over there? I see.
They did a lot of Roe versus Wade stuff.
Ah, yeah.
That's not my bag, baby.
It sure did, because the Supreme Court cannot make new laws.
Well, good luck.
Oh, he's a gambler too. Got the cash 5 ticket. Love it.
They've got as many subscribers as we do.
Wonder what the Powerball is up to now. Somebody want to look at?
Good for them. Love it.
That's funny.
Love it. Yeah, no, I out of nowhere came across
that is so funny.
In
Gosh.
court. I love it. I said, listen, it's
look at my internet. Does the other Mikey look this bad? I mean,
yeah.
Who else has this? Us.
All right, back to court.
Wow, what a busy weekend.
Thomas looks like a murderer.
I do show that Mr. Adams has no criminal history.
Nearly standing room only there.
Miss Fortune or Mr. Francois, are you observing today?
I will be handling
Francois.
two of the cases here. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Fortune, are you handling, do you have any criminal history on Mr. Adams?
Cheerwine,
I'll
straight
be
from the
handling that
Cheerwine
case as
Festival.
well, Your Honor.
All right.
No,
Unpaid.
there's no criminal history that could be
Donald
found.
Duck, straight from
Okay,
the
what's the
pajama
state's
drawer.
recommendation on
Like he
bond?
still got his pajamas on.
Considering the facts, Your Honor, it's the state's position to request $15,000 bond as well as a no contact as well.
Yeah, I don't
Busy
think he
weekend
knows
in
the 50s,
Georgia.
so sometimes I don't add the no contact and give somebody the victim's name. It's just being on the bench. There's some things I've learned, that may not be aware. So I don't know, Ms. Fortune, the better way to do it, maybe like the public defenders do it. He goes off and you only come on for your cases, or do you need to be on the entire time?
I need to be on the entire time, but I can take my picture off.
Oh my God, have you never had Cheerwine?
However you'd like for us to do it, Judge.
Yeah. No, I mean, beyond. If you
Sorry
could
to
just
hear
maybe
that.
Only
That's,
who's handling the
bad
case
news.
have their video up, that would be great. But sure. You would stay on the
Cherry
video.
Coke?
Okay.
Absolutely. And just, Judge, one more thing on this case. We have some contact on this case, and just for the record, the
I mean, it's not exactly a God bless a cherry
Not a cola.
Coke, but it's the closest thing I can imagine, though.
Is there anything you equate it to? I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, how would you?
Cherry drink, baby.
The state would recommend no bond, but should you decide to give a bond, $15,000 would be the recommendation.
By the way, no ill will to those guys at all. It's actually fun to see somebody else doing some live court. There's not nearly enough. It goes on for a lot of hours a day.
Almost right up until I get ready to go to old man bed.
Yeah, some of the West Coast stuff. But yeah, no disrespect to those dudes.
We're just messing around. Have 'em get the-
Absolutely.
hell, I gave him $2. What are you talking about?
That's right.
I paid him for their content.
$2.
To the underlying allegations
$2
here, Judge,
cash.
I believe when the evidence fully is investigated and it comes out, this will be seen as a gross overreaction by an underage girl who should never have been in an Uber by herself to begin with. My client picked her up as an Uber driver in Stone Mountain, was taking her to her home. He started to take a different route than what she was familiar with, and she jumped out of the car within 5 minutes of being in the vehicle. My client immediately called Uber to report the incident. This information was shared with Stone Mountain Police. I encouraged Stone Mountain Police to use Find My Phone to confirm the girl, how long she was in the car and the whereabouts, since she said she left her phone in the car. My client never had the phone. This is an overreaction by.
So I'm guessing
never been in Uber by herself.
this guy was the Uber driver.
Says no
That's
underage person
up
should
there
be
at
in
the
Uber
podium
by
right now.
themselves. I understand the child and her family oppose bond, but Judge, we were asking for
Not
a
an answer?
reasonable recognizance bond in this case.
Okay, I'm not able, I believe it's prohibitive for a UJR.
Uber
it's
hire him attorney?
Defense, I wouldn't be able to give him a UJR. I'm almost sure it is. I would think it is without looking it up.
It's not why.
But based on the
a
circumstances, no criminal history.
non-alcoholic.
$10,000 regular bond. I'm not putting a special condition
Good
because
and sugary.
I know he probably doesn't know the victim. So $10,000 regular bond and and this is from February. There's been no new history or anything of that nature. So, all right, $10,000 regular bond, a little over $1,000 through a bonding company.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Anything further?
No, Judge.
That sounds terrible. Whatever it was.
Adams, I'll be calling your wife and letting her know what happened. Okay. Can you hear me?
I kind of want to back it up and see if the charge.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. May be excused.
Yes, may be excused.
It said something about the girl got in the car, a girl that was underage that shouldn't even been
Right.
the Uber.
And she freaked out.
Freaked
went
out,
the
jumped
wrong-
out of the car,
Superior Court
left her
order.
phone, and now they're implying he did something he wasn't supposed to. Oh wow, there's Niner.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll be handling that case.
Okay.
Niner's gonna come here and tell us how.
I want to back up to big. I want to see.
Back it up.
It's a bill.
My client immediately called the underlying allegation.
Okay, Mr. Mundelli.
Yes, Judge. First, obviously, there's no.
I believe it was a minor. Whatever you'd like for us to.
Bond as well as an.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Adams, issue one, so we don't have to keep.
All right, here we go.
Formal reading. Have you had the opportunity, Mr. Mundelli, to go over the warrants with your client?
Judge, we waive indictment. I would ask for the basics.
All right, Mr. Adams, good afternoon. You're before the court under warrant 22W005473. You have one warrant, and that alleges that on February 13th, this has been outstanding since 2022, you allegedly committed the offense of kidnapping of a juvenile. Give me one moment.
Oh, kidnapping of a juvenile. Okay. Yowza.
I'm a driver, Your Honor.
I don't know. We'll have to see this part of it though and see
if he's a
we only
Uber
heard
driver.
All right. So I do show that Mr. Adams has no criminal history. Ms. Fortson or Mr. Francois, are you observing today?
I will be handling a few of the cases here. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Fortson, are you handling
yes, but at the same time, I can tell you that if you jump in a cab or an Uber in Myrtle Beach and go to like Broadway at the beach, they take about 70 different routes. And quite honestly, there's about 3 different routes that I take home from, say, like Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Same.
And Google's going to tell you a different way than Waze.
And depending on time of day, some
absolutely.
areas are clearer than others.
So that part, now again, I'm just saying this with only hearing one side of this so far, but I can see Google has taken me some weird ass ways too, just to save a minute, or actually to add 7 minutes on. Also, they've suggested routes.
do you have any criminal history on Mr. Adams?
I will be handling that case as well. Your Honor.
Allegedly
All right.
kidnapped a
And
minor.
no, there's no criminal history that could be found.
Okay, what's the
Okay, so no criminal history.
Considering the facts, Your Honor, it's the state's position to request $15,000 bond as well as a no contact as well.
Yeah, I don't think that he knows the victim, so sometimes I don't add the no contact and give somebody the victim's name. Is just being on the bench. There's some things I've learned, that may not be aware. So I don't know, Ms. Fortson, the better way to do it, maybe like the public defenders do it. He goes off.
Real quick story about eBay. No, actually about the flea markets. There was a lady we knew pretty well, was there every single week. And she had these beautiful floral arrangements, big ones. She'd show up with some of those, that have like a whole back to them. They'd be like this big around, I mean, yeah. She was stealing them. She was stealing them, bringing them to the flea market and selling them every single weekend.
How dare you!
She got arrested at the flea market in front of everybody and watched it go down. She's in a lot of trouble. And then she when she got out or got less trouble with that, she started throwing up with lots of hotel things. Sheets, towels, toilet paper, everything.
And you only come on for your cases, or do you need to be on the entire time?
I need to be on the entire time, but I can take my picture off. We kind of divided the calendar today, so however you'd like for us to do it, Judge.
Yeah. No, I mean, beyond, if you could just maybe only who's handling the case, just have their video
Exactly.
up, that would be great. But sure, no, I understand you would say on the whole time.
My Google likes to
And just, Judge, one more thing on this case.
throw
We
me to
have had
toll
no
roads.
Contact on this case, and just for the record,
Bastards.
the victim is opposing bond. Her request is that, I believe it was a minor involved in this, and so we spoke with the mother. She's requesting that bond be denied, knowing that it is a bondable offense and that the defendant has no criminal history. The state would recommend no bond, but should you decide to give a bond, $15,000 would be the recommendation.
Okay, Mr. Mondelli?
Yes, Judge. First, obviously, there's no opposition to a no contact provision here, Judge. We do not know who this person is.
Yeah.
Judge, we would be asking, in light of my client's lack of criminal history, to have a recognizance bond on this. With regard to the underlying issues, my client is currently employed.
Were they? Aren't we right back to where we just were? Nobody's speaking on.
He's going to talk a little more about. I think he's about to talk about some stuff, and then I think the lady comes back on.
No, this is what we already watched. She didn't even say anything.
Let it play. Just what she. All she said was she wanted
children. He is their primary supporter. So it is necessary for him to be out to protect, to provide for his family. To the underlying allegations here, Judge, I believe when the evidence fully is investigated and it comes out, this will be seen as a gross overreaction by an underage girl who should never have been in an Uber by herself to begin with. My client,
I guess
picked her
that's
up as an Uber driver in Stone Mountain, was taken.
Can you say somebody kidnapped you if you're in an Uber or a taxi or
yeah. So I'm sorry, guys. I thought we'd have more to the story than just that, but that was it.
I mean, still, it's a lot.
Yeah, but I did. I'm sorry. What we just heard, though, I don't really think you deserve a $10K bond on that.
There's got to be something that we're not hearing because of her being a minor.
Must be. That seems really
So
unfair.
position 18, Mr.
And that would scare the living shit out of me
Mrs.
if I was
Spanish
driving an
speaking,
Uber.
19 is
Oh my God, yeah.
Was it 19, 18?
That's why we put a camera in that sumbitch.
Right.
I know for certain 18 is. I'm unsure about 19 and 20. Those are the three I couldn't reach.
Right, Mr. Marcelino, do you speak English?
The great Judge Stansberry is giving instructions as we speak.
Building.
Okay, what about
You have any
20?
questions? No, sir. You may go with the officer. Thank you.
They had somebody up on the stand.
I think it's too high definition.
Somebody was having a child. He goes, "Are you having a girl or a boy?" And he's like, "I'm having a boy." And
Yes,
I
did you get a
hear
copy of
David's
the
a
two
great name.
complaints?
Yes, I did.
Did you read them? Do you understand what you're?
Let me go ahead. I'm gonna jump over to.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this for just a second. Let you do that because Today's not the day, Satan.
Not guilty. But before you impose my
Licking 3.
I just got his job. Started
Wow, she
working at
loud,
Atrium in
bro.
Johnstown. So if possible, I would
how's
like to
that?
keep that job.
You bring it up just a tiny bit, be fine.
I unload trucks and like package stuff and
That
count
better?
things.
She unloads trucks.
And how long you been out there?
No, but that would be frightening, Pamela.
Now, is this through an employment agency with a hope to getting hired on directly, or are you actually working for Atrium?
I'm working through Randstad and I hope to
I
get
will be
hired on
RV.
permanently by Atrium.
I wish you'd just
I'm
smoke
gonna
right
release you
here
on
in
your own
front of
recognizance on the
everybody.
condition you not return to Walmart, and that's any Walmart. Case will be randomly assigned, set for a trial.
What if she worked at Walmart? That'd be terrible, right?
Being an attorney, you can get the application form at the jail, but since you're getting out,
You know he does.
Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, I only see that this case. So you should be released. Don't wait until the day of trial to get getting it.
No.
There.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any other questions today?
So I am getting released today.
I'm releasing you on your own recognizance on this case. I don't see anything else on the jail roster that's holding you in there. I'm sure they'll do one last check to see if you've got any holders out there. But as far as this case is concerned, you're being released on your own recognizance. Any other questions?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You may go with the officer. Thank you, Ms. Copper.
Beautiful, wasn't it?
Richard Davis.
I appreciate she did that because I needed to see the whole package. Yeah, like this right here.
Davis. Yes?
Yes.
All right. You understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive a copy? You got 3 cases, only one of which is from this century. You've got a couple cases, one from 2017 in which you were cited for a seatbelt violation back in March. You never addressed that either by paying a fine or appearing in court and contesting it. So we went ahead and issued a license forfeiture. I don't know if they issued a warrant or not on this case.
Wow.
Double check.
You got 3 cases, but only one from this century.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they did a warrant on that one. You've also got a case from 2016, which you're also charged with a seatbelt violation. Although in this particular case,
How do you not come to court for a seatbelt violation? No, it's going to be like a $1,500 fine. Get it done with. Yeah, a taxi would know the door handles his cop car. You're right. This guy. I feel like he's about to give us a motivational speech the way he's standing there. Toss gun. He's like, you want me to come in there and pay for this damn seatbelt? You better arrest me. He's got something in it. He just pulled something out of his mouth. Gross.
Yeah, on this 2016 case, I don't think they did a warrant on that either. They just did the license forfeiture. On the 2016 case, I'm going to dismiss it on the court's own motion. They cited you for seatbelt, but your citation doesn't reflect whether you were the driver or the passenger. That dictates how much of a fine you would face. Furthermore, the statement of facts submitted by the highway patrol trooper doesn't.
Then why is he in jail?
They warn you for speed, so there's not sufficient facts there to sustain this charge. So that's gone. You don't have the same luck on this one from 2017. There, they do indicate that you were a passenger in a vehicle, specifically a green 2002 Dodge on Manning Street near Buena Vista Road within the city of Newark, Lincoln County, Ohio. It's alleged to have occurred at approximately 1:11 in the afternoon, way back on March the 1st of 2017. Maximum penalty you face on that's a fine of up to $20. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And how do you want to plead?
Guilty.
You realize that if you plead guilty, you're going to give up your right to a trial, and the state won't have to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
No.
And are you a citizen of the United States?
Not worth going to jail for.
All right. Anything you want to say about why you weren't wearing your belt there in the passenger seat?
No, sir.
$20. Court costs will be imposed on that. So that takes care of your old cases. Now we got to talk about your new cases, all right? Or I should say your new case. But you have 2 charges. You have falsification and an open container charge. The open container is a minor misdemeanor. You can be fined a maximum $150 fine. However, the falsification charge, that's a first-degree misdemeanor. That carries up to $1,000 fine and up to 180 days in jail.
Yeah, why do school buses not have?
And how do you want to plead to those two charges?
They pad them
Not-
seats in front of them as much as they can.
No,
Creed.
no
I mean,
contest
come on.
plea is not an admission of guilt. However, it is an
seatbelts
admission to the
cost.
truth of the facts alleged against you. So
Kids be strangling each other with them,
and the facts are in there to sustain these charges.
tying each
We're gonna
other up
find you
for
guilty and sentenced.
sexual gratifications.
Yes, sir.
You have a right to an attorney, and if you couldn't
Little
afford one,
bastards
we give
can't
you
be
one at
trusted.
absolutely no cost. The benefit of having an attorney is somebody who can advise you of any defenses that you might have, motions that could be made on your behalf, and in general, try to get you the best possible outcome. Was it your intention to give up your right to a lawyer today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, even without a lawyer, you still have a right to a trial with a judge or a jury. You have a right to confront your accusers. You have a right to subpoena your own witnesses to compel their attendance. And you have a right not to testify. And if you didn't, it wouldn't be held against you, and nobody could make you.
I know back in my day,
If you plead no
we didn't
contest,
have any,
all
but,
that's out the window.
towards
No trial, state
graduation
judge,
time, they had a
everything
few
beyond
buses
reasonable
that
doubt
were.
for me to find you guilty.
They ain't got nothing here in the state of North Carolina.
I'll enter convictions, and we'll simply proceed
Oh
to sentence.
no, North Carolina, South Carolina, but you ought to see how old buses are in South Carolina.
Have you
It
been
is
subjected to any threats or
insane.
promises or offers of
Like
reward to get you to do what you're doing here today?
80s, early
Are you under the
90s.
influence of anything right
All the
No.
now? And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me take a quick look here at the file, and then I'll give you an opportunity to make a statement if you like before I make any decisions, okay?
I like that he has all these other charges. One was dismissed. The other one carried a hefty $20 fine. And now here we are again with this dude. I'm glad he's pleading guilty to go ahead and get it on over with, but I'm sure he won't pay the fines and end up back in jail again.
I like how Judge Stansbury said, not in this century. Apparently had some old charges. Yeah, 97 for me. And I remember the last few years, they had a couple of buses that had them on it, but they never said that you had to wear them or anything.
I graduated in 92, and there definitely weren't any.
And hell, even here in South Carolina, I will say this, it's fairly recent that not only that we got a lottery, but also had to wear seatbelts.
All right, anything you want to say?
No, sir.
Well, good
So
defense.
this all went down on what, Friday?
Yes, sir.
Been in jail
You've been
since
in jail the
Friday.
whole weekend?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the magistrate about your child support issue yet?
This guy's got kids?
And did they give you a bond on that?
Yep.
What's your bond there?
11,000.
See? Even Jesus knows what we're talking about. Did he
Well,
say
it's like Jesus.
11,000? 11,000? This guy has child support.
Probably has more than one child.
Yeah, but look how old this dude is. He's got to be in his 60s. Gotta be.
Okay, Mr. Davis, here's what we're going to do. On the falsification charge, I'll fine you $150, or you pay court costs and send you to serve 3 days in jail, give you credit for time served. On the open container, it's an additional $25 fine. So at this point, all three of your cases are now taken care of, at least in our court. It looks like you got some stuff to deal with child support, but that's between you and them. So any other questions today?
No, sir. Thank you.
Very well, Mr. Davis. You may go
It's
to the
only
office. Good luck to
32.
you.
Pamela, that's down near Elgin, which is closer to
All right,
Columbia,
next up
about an
is
hour
going to
away
be
from here.
Charles
But there's
Hess.
a bunch of them, man. I'm glad I don't live around there and scare the
Good
shit out of
afternoon,
me.
sir. You're Mr. Hess, are you not?
Hey, big boy.
Mr. Hess, yep.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it
Recognize
is
With that
Kimberly,
mask
for
on, but
sure.
you keep that on, all right? You can keep it on. I know.
Oh.
You understand your rights?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Did you get a copy of the
Mask
complaint?
shaming.
Yes, I do.
Did you realize you've been charged with theft?
How dare you?
Yes.
Licking
That's a
County,
first
Ohio,
misdemeanor. You're
our
looking
best
up to
first
180 days in
appearances
jail, up to a $1,000
ever seen.
fine. How do you want to plead?
Not guilty.
And what's your current address?
78 Fleek Avenue.
Oh, that's a nice place. I've
That's here in
stayed
Newark,
there
right?
before.
Tweaker Avenue.
You know that, and I know that, but I have to have you say it. All right?
And I just want to say I got a job at Atrium. I started two and a half
I just want to
weeks
say,
ago.
shout out to Creedence and Bishop. I love watching We Got a Case.
Job out at Atrium.
I know I went through ran staff
Huh?
temporary service, but
Oh, this guy?
they said he want to try to hire me in
Good.
because I'm a hard worker.
What are you doing out there? Counting stuff?
Counting, unloading semis, whatever they need me to do. I can do a little bit all of it.
I pick up the semis, turn them around.
Okay, gotcha. All right, here's what we'll do, Mr. Hess. You'll be released on your own recognizance on the condition that you not return to any Walmart.
Always the
This
Walmart.
is not just here in Newark, but Columbus, all over the place. This will be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. You'll get notice by mail, so make sure the address is correct on your bond paperwork when you sign it. And then if you're going to go for court-appointed counsel, get the application form from the jail. But since you're getting out, you got to turn it in. You know the drill. Don't wait until the day of trial to deal with getting a lawyer, okay?
That's a good
Okay, I got you.
Any other questions today?
Yep, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hess. You may go with the officer. Have a good day.
No, but I probably should have.
All right, next we have Scott Lemansky.
It's
Great
the
day.
only one that went down my street. Come on.
Good afternoon, sir. You Mr. Lemansky?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lemansky, you have 3 cases, all of which are old.
Like
we'll
you.
see whether or not you ever addressed any of them. And if you haven't, we're going to take it from the top. And if you have, we're going to see what that status is and go from there.
I'm trying to get it all paid.
Well, let me see.
I was heading there to be there this morning.
Okay.
Hit the hits,
They
bud.
picked
You got
me
a
up.
case from 21, you got a case from 18, you got a case from 19. Okay.
Well, Jesus
So,
hasn't commented
the case
while
from
this guy's up there.
2019
So
is actually alleging that you're in contempt of the court's order to perform community service hours. So contempt is a little bit different from a traditional charge in that it's the court that's levying the charge, arguing that you disobeyed the order to perform the hours. Punishment for being found in contempt is up to 30 days in jail, up to a $250 fine. But you still have most of the same rights you would if you were charged with a traditional offense, like say theft. Meaning you have the right to a trial, although it's just with a judge. You have a right to be represented by counsel, and you're eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. If you qualify, we give you one for free. You have the right to confront your accusers, the right to subpoena your own witnesses, and the right not to testify without it being held against you.
Oh,
So do you understand all
I'll
that?
admit on my own guilt right there. I messed up.
Okay. Well, before
I
you
messed
accept
up.
your
I
admission to
couldn't
the
figure out
consent-
dates and everything.
Whoa, well, easy.
My wife's willing to help me now if I can get out. I'm just, she's gonna slap me the book over the head.
Well, tell her
Huh?
not to do that. That's
Slap
called
me the
assault.
book
That's
over
what
the
you said to
head.
me.
It's just a firm of speech between me and her. She wants to help me get this all straightened out.
Well, let's go ahead and take care of the
She says she loves my beautiful hair.
contempt, okay?
And my
So
really nice
back
tattoos.
On August the 14th of last year, it's alleged that you were operating a blue 98 Dodge on State Route 13 in St. Louisville within the Licking County, and then you did so while you didn't have a valid driver's license. Now, based upon your previous driving record,
I even told the officer I didn't have a license.
yeah, they're alleging you have at least one prior conviction. So that
Does
makes
that say like
all-
I heart something on his arm?
You've also been charged with
Yeah,
felony
written
license
terribly.
forfeiture and displaying
Yeah.
expired registration.
Done with a
License
needle.
forfeiture charge is an unclassified misdemeanor. Wait a minute. Nope.
Not a tattoo gun by any chance.
although
I'm pretty sure is
So you want? How do you want to plead to these traffic charges?
I'll plead guilty because I just want to get a fine, pay them, and get out. At least get out of here, then work on paying on my fines now because I got 2 decent jobs.
Depends on where you're at.
we've heard a lot of that.
Atrium?
Heard worse.
I'm a subcontractor.
I think it says I heart
For a
Jesus.
couple of real estate companies here in town.
I thought it said I heart the Industrial Revolution.
Like a work, but if they get a work order in, they give it to me and I go over and fix it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the other traffic
movie.
case then, because if you're going to enter pleas on everything, then we'll address those all at once. The charge from February the 8th of 2018.
We're
alleged
just
you're driving a
hanging out in
97,
the house.
green 1997 Chevy
know.
pickup on East Church near First Street within Newark, Licking County, Ohio.
I heart radio.
And it looks like that is going to be an unclassified misdemeanor. So there's no jail time associated with that charge.
Oh.
How do you want to plead on this?
He wanted to go and get some new
Guilty.
tats.
And then you said you wanted to plead guilty on the contempt as well?
Yeah, I messed up that one myself.
Yeah, oh, well, it's
Because
all
I
right.
did-
Actually, the 2018 is also contempt. So for both of those,
Nah, you're probably right.
I like turtles.
Each carries up to 30 days. Each carries up to
You sure it doesn't say I love trains?
Yes.
And you have a right to counsel. If you couldn't afford one, we give you one for free.
I like
You wanna waive that
trains.
rate?
Yes, I read all that. I
He
understand.
loves
You have a right to
trains.
confront your accusers,
Big difference.
your own witnesses. You have a right not to testify, and I wouldn't hold it against you if you did. But
Subcontract.
if you plead guilty or admit to the contempt, the state doesn't have to prove anything, because even though you're presumed not to be in contempt, and they would normally have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, if you admit they
I'll
don't have to
admit to
prove
it.
anything, and you waive your rights. Understand?
I'll admit to anything you want.
Have you been threatened in any way or promised anything? You should do what you're doing.
No.
Are you under the influence of anything right now?
No.
Unfortunately, Your Honor,
Citizen of the
no.
United States of America.
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay. So, anything else you want to say?
Throw the book at me, Your Honor.
I just hope you, give me at least a break, let me get out and start paying on these fines. That's all.
Well, none of them take jail time, so
Years. How come? How,
Got a
why
good
would I believe
chance.
you're going to start paying on them now?
Trust me, it's that my wife is going to throw me to the curb if I don't pay these off and get my license back, get something straightened out. I don't want to lose my wife. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
She's a hottie.
Hi, Dulcie.
Hey, Dulcie.
10 years. This is my third marriage, and this is the most one that's been with me the longest.
She's been here a whole 6 months, Your Honor. That's a record.
No, I'm also her caregiver too because she has MS. I make all her appointments. I make sure she gets shuttled everywhere, and I go with her when she gets shuttled so she doesn't freak out or anything.
Well, that sounds like almost a full-time job in and of itself.
So she needs you more than you need her, bud.
All right, let me see something
he's
here.
laying it out a little. He's going to let you out. You don't have to throw it.
You got picked up Saturday?
Yes.
Talk about how you had COVID a couple weeks ago too. Should throw that in there.
Your mom passed away not too long ago.
Yeah,
15
and
years
you're,
ago.
and you're a single mother now.
You got a lot of kids to pay for and bad internet.
He ain't got time for that. He's got to take care of this one. It's around.
Are you still down on South 6th Street, or have you moved since then?
Nope, still entertainment residence.
You still where you was at when I come and hung out last time? Yep.
We rent it. I'm basically the one that brings in all the money for paying all the bills. So I really, this puts a little crunch into my paying my bills and everything.
It's a real my social calendar.
I saw that the guy in the blue shirt. You're right. It's kind
And that is,
of
course,
chuckling a
if we
little
just done
bit.
the hours like I ordered you to do back in the day, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation right now, would we?
That's right. I'll admit I'm in wrong there. I should have did the hours. I got things all backwards back then.
You'll have a bank account like this guy, Bill.
Yeah.
You're on with us.
You better find somebody with MS to take care of you.
So the reason why
learned my lesson.
why she's still around is because she
I haven't
can't
seen you
leave.
back on a DUS since then, so I tend to believe
She
you
needs
there.
them.
When I say DUS, I mean driving under suspension.
And so I'm trying to get all this paid now. I realized I made a mistake back then.
Amazing how people say
I know
about
we
how
put
much of a
forfeitures on your cases, so my hunch tells me that you made things a little bit more complicated as far as trying to get back to being valid. And obviously, you can't drive until you do. So here's what we're going to do. On the most recent case, I'm not going to call it the new case because I can't call anything from last August new. You've been charged with both driving under the license forfeiture and driving without a valid license. I'm not going to enter convictions on both, just the no operator's license. And that's going to be a $250 fine in court costs. It'll be a $25 fine on the expired registration. On each of the 2 counts of contempt, I'm going to send you to serve 2 days in jail, give you credit for the 2 days that you've already served. I won't order that you pay any additional fines, but I am going to order that you pay the court costs associated with contempt proceedings. You'll get a bill when you leave the jail today.
Well, he's good at handling bills. So.
For any longer, I'm not putting you on probation, but
Thank you.
He's going straight to the bar.
Next time,
I'll take
if there's a next time, just deal with it right away. Don't make things worse. It's always worse. It never goes away. All right.
Yep.
Any questions today, Mr.
Yep.
Lawyer?
Yep.
I just
Thank you, sir.
these people that preach about being in jail or being picked up on something and how it affects their day to day and how it screws your life. No shit.
That's what it's supposed to do. So you don't. It was great. It didn't affect you at all, and it was like, hey, this has been awesome.
Hey, Mr. McAllister, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you get a copy of the 3 complaints that were filed? In
So you keep them around a little longer, Flush.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a chance to look at them? Did you read them? Do you understand what you've been charged with?
I got the disorderly conduct.
Hello.
If you open that up, I think you might find there's 3 in there. They're folded together pretty good usually. Just the one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in count 1, the Newark Police Department alleges on or about June the 24th of this year within the city of Newark and in Lincoln County, Ohio, that you did knowingly cause or create a substantial risk of physical harm to the property of another without consent. It's commonly known as criminal damaging. So second-degree misdemeanor carries up to 90 days in jail, up to a $750 fine. So do you understand that that's the first count?
Yes.
The second count, it's alleged by the Newark Police Department, same date, same location, that you knowingly caused another to believe that you would cause them physical harm or physical harm to their immediate family. That's known as menacing. That's a fourth-degree misdemeanor. That's up to 30 days in jail, up to a $250 fine. You understand?
You know, kind of like the guy that apparently kidnapped somebody that is supposedly being paid to give a ride
They're
to.
alleging that you did recklessly cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to another by engaging in fighting,
I'd like to know
threatening
more
harm to
about that.
persons or property.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Lots
violence,
of
criminal behavior,
room in
if
this
fails to
world
cease
for all
after a
of us.
reasonable request to do so. That's basically
Great to see you, God Razor Harley.
That makes it an M4.
That makes me laugh.
Goes up to a $250 fine.
We
How
had
do you want to
fun.
plead to these charges today, Mr.
That was fun.
Not guilty.
And what is your current address?
125 South William Street is my mailing address.
Okay.
And that's in
Who
Johnstown.
actually lives there?
My aunt, Jean.
What city and state is South William Street on?
Johnstown, Ohio.
It's Johnstown. Okay, they had Newark on your complaint.
What's worse, living with an aunt and uncle,
I'm staying at the
parents,
4685 Marion Road.
or grandparents?
Well, I need your mailing address.
I'm gonna say the grandparents because
Grandparents?
Yeah, they should have got out of it. You had parents.
Okay, gotcha. Do you know what your zip is out there?
43031.
Gotcha. Are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do?
It's Shackleford's Trash Company.
Trash man. An honorable job.
You know,
How long have you worked for them?
going on 2 weeks.
Have you worked directly
Never
for
mind.
them, or are you there through an employment agency?
Directly for them.
Have you even went to work one day yet?
Have you got past the whole learning the job part and the tests and
All right, let's take a quick look at the
safety
file here, okay?
OSHA stuff?
I was hoping for an OR bond so I could keep that job.
Well, welcome, Lynette, and
You're eligible. That's
good
why I'll
luck,
take a
because
quick look
this
at the file and
this
see if
gets
it's
pretty
appropriate,
addicting
okay?
too.
Hey, you never know. That's why we're here, in case these chases do pop it off.
I think
Your
we're
Honor.
staying at 20s to maybe $50. Maybe.
I think it might be $100 here now. He's counting them off. Let's see here. I mean, I feel bad because the wheels have stopped turning at that trash pickup company because he's here. It's 2 big weeks of orientation.
Now, you will be released on your own recognizance on one condition: you're not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs while the bond's in place. This case is going to be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. You're going to be notified by mail. So
You even complimented him for having a decent job.
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
And you can track
It's
your own
like,
case online or on the clerk's office. If you want counsel to be appointed to represent you, you can get a form for that there at the jail. But since you're being released, they're not going to send it in here for you. That's going to end up being your responsibility. The main thing is don't wait until the day of your trial to deal with getting an attorney. Because if your case is assigned to me, I probably won't give you one. I can't speak for Judge George. But if you want to get a lawyer, get one. If you don't. But let's not play games and wait until the day of trial. Any questions?
Don't be effing around, bud.
In the mail, and it'll let me know ahead of time before the trial.
Bill sends you notice. If you get a lawyer, we send notice to the lawyer who in turn notifies you. So as I said, if you want to get a lawyer, get that application form from the jail. Make sure you take it with you when you leave because you have to turn it in. Any questions?
Thank you, sir.
You may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr. McAllister.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You do the same.
So,
Joseph Campbell.
so far today, they've been pretty lax as far as people wise today. Not any crazies.
Campbell.
It's kind of like a middle of the road.
You understand your rights and
Definitely has been.
For liquor.
We're here on an old case from 2021 that was already assigned to me after you entered pleas of not guilty. I
Still
issued a
great,
warrant for
though.
your arrest when you failed to appear for your most recent trial date, which looks like it was scheduled for.
It's not good when you go in front of the same judge twice.
So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and set a bond for you. We're going to get a new court date. I believe your attorney is still on the case. I don't think they moved to withdraw.
Yeah, he had told me that the court date was going to get rescheduled, and I was supposed to get some mail, and neither of those things had happened.
Okay.
Okay, here's play devil's advocate. What if it got lost in the mail? That happens. That happens.
No, well, no, I
Thank
didn't
you,
until
didn't I?
afterwards. No, I had done.
All right. So let me pull up your case.
I've never realized how
My last
rickety
notes
that
on the
thing is.
police
Did you notice
said
he
that you
barely
may be working
touches it and it's
yourself into a
back
jail
and
cell on
forth?
a plea.
I feel like the inmates made it. A governor could have made it too. Who knows? He got time on his hands.
Let's see here. What we got? 21.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
1110.
You would think that they would send it with signature confirmation or something to make sure that somebody received it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's easy for shit to get lost in the mail. I'm telling you. My mailbox sometimes comes open, and I have a neighbor down the street where it's got the openings on both sides, you know? So sometimes it comes open and it blows the mail out like across the street. Here's the mail.
So, I mean, seriously, convince me why I should let you out on an OR bond when you won't come to court.
Oh,
I mean, I did just have a child.
No, you didn't. Somebody else did.
She is. Thank you. Yeah, she is so beautiful.
She born
in March. End of March.
Just said
March 28th is when she was born. I'm currently in the process of trying to get custody back. Her mom was doing drugs.
Wait, what?
So she got her took.
All this in 3 months?
Every Wednesday. I just saw her for the first time last week.
What?
This is not good.
Like, I had to establish paternity and
I just complimented licking on things being kind of, mediocre.
every Wednesday now, so I've only seen her one time.
I've got a beautiful daughter I love very much.
I did give you a cash or surety bond, and you posted
Time with her.
because I denied your application for counsel.
Married for the first time the other
because
day.
you made
Holding
too much
none of the
money.
baby
You
weight.
said you made $6,000 a month working at Campbell's Soup up in Napoleon. Are you still working?
Yeah, I
there?
don't even have that job anymore.
How long did that go away?
He had a job with Campbell's Soup.
How long has it been since you lost that job?
How long?
I lost that job when I got here the last time.
What? Campbell's Soup don't like people to go to jail in the middle of work week?
I'm just looking back through here
So-
for my notes and various meetings that we've had with your attorney.
His excuse was that I just had a child.
I have to keep
That was
notes
back
because
in
otherwise
March.
I won't remember what it said.
You don't have
Then-
custody.
Yeah.
You just saw her for the first time.
Week ago. The mom's on drugs.
He was hoping to just throw that out there and just continue on, but
He also had to basically prove he was the dad, which I'm sure he said he wasn't. That's why it got proved.
Alrighty.
The address is 115 Wilson Street. They actually, I'm supposed to be signing a lease tomorrow for a new apartment.
shout out.
What the address of that place is?
I haven't got it yet. They're giving me all their information tomorrow.
Like, shout out to Emmett and Todd. No, stop it with your no shout outs. We do shout outs. We're not that pool lady. We're not that old lady on Twitch.
She closed down her channel, bro.
Of course she did.
We run her off, I guess. I don't know. One day of watching her, shut her down.
Like I said, like I have been making a lot of self-improvement.
Emmett and Todd. Ooh, yeah.
For my child.
What? No, you haven't?
Dave, thank you for the $2. Make me holler.
$2 cash.
For all this hard work I've been putting in, to just go down the drain.
Oh, yeah, all this hard
Well,
work.
What you need to put hard work into is showing up for court when you're supposed to, because this isn't going to go away. And as I said, the more you fail to appear, if you ultimately plead guilty or get convicted, it's going to be reflected. The fact
You
that
are
you're
the
going off is going to end up being reflected in the sentence that you receive. And so, well, I told you what I had said to your attorney last time, that, if you keep screwing around on this and blowing it off, you're going to work yourself into a jail term on this thing. And there are much better ways to deal with things than
A lot better ways to get locked
Here's
up.
what I'm going to do. I'm not sure why I'm going to do this, but I'm going to cut you
Don't
loose
do
on
it.
a recognizance bond today.
Oh,
Now, let me say this.
Judge.
Wow.
Prepare for your next court date. Not only will we issue the new warrant, but I will issue a warrant with a bond that's set an amount to guarantee your future appearance, which means in an amount that you probably won't be able to post. Understand?
Okay.
Which means you'll be stuck at the jail until we get around to actually having your trial, or you end up changing your plea. The fact of the matter is, this case is from August of last year. So you're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the alleged offense date and the filing of this charge. These charges, I should say, they need to be resolved. Now, I'm going to provide that Mr. Iteum, your court-appointed counsel, get a copy of this entry so he'll know that
That's my
you're back
lawyer,
in the
right?
fold. And you need to stay in close
That's
contact.
my lawyer, right?
You don't need to rely on other people to tell you when you have court. You can get online. You can go to our website.
Joe, I get it. I like
You can call the
pickles.
clerk's office.
They don't
Yes,
really
your
need to be on
lawyer is
burgers.
required and will send you notice of when to be here. But
Let's
if you
do the
don't
long
get anything,
spear ones,
call
though.
your
Real thin
call the
spears.
show
Oh,
the
high dollar.
you know, our bond.
Here's
and
my thing, though. She says all the fixins. I can think of a lot of fixins.
Very well.
I
Mr.
guarantee
Campbell,
it doesn't have them all.
we
I'm
will get
guaranteed
this
she's thinking like
rescheduled.
lettuce and tomato.
We will notify Mr. Iteum, who will in turn notify
Well, that
you.
was a fraudulent.
Better see you at your next court date.
Great question. What is all the fixes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very well, Mr. Campbell. You may go with the officer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where are you going?
Would you go to a Fuddruckers and just
You gonna
load
bring
up?
some,
Well, in that
Dusky?
case, let me reconsider.
Thanks.
Just kidding. So, Joseph Seymour.
Never been
Seymour
to a
Butts.
Fuddruckers, by the way.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Seymour?
Oh, there was one here. Gone.
You understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
All right. We have two cases that we need to address. One's just an old traffic case in which it looks like you never appeared. So we'll have
Anybody
to
try the
address
fruit
ticket
punch
and
pickles from
driver's
Great
license
Value?
charged separately.
I bought them one
But
time
you're
to try it.
here
I never tried them.
because
They
you were
went
arrested
really
over
out.
the weekend and charged with 1 count of domestic violence as a misdemeanor of the first degree, 1 count of obstructing official business as a misdemeanor of the second degree, and 1 count of disorderly
I
conduct.
call
as a misdemeanor of the
bullshit on that last
Did you
one.
get copies of the
The mushrooms?
Yeah. Did you saute those with the onions and stuff, or did you put like?
No. The only time mushrooms go on a burger is with Swiss cheese and mayonnaise.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand the
Saute that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The first degree misdemeanor
damn,
domestic carries up to 180 days jail, up to $1,000 fine. The obstructing, the second count, that's an M2. That's up to 90 days, up to a $750 fine. And they filed the disorderly conduct as a
Well, yeah, because
system
Chick-fil-A
charge, so
does.
that's a 4th degree misdemeanor. That's up to
Everybody
30 days
does
and a $250 fine. How do you want to plead to those charges today?
Oh,
Not guilty.
Ed, you ever freeze
What is your
pickle
current
juice
address?
and eat it like a lollipop?
Road, Mount Vernon, Ohio, 43050.
Oh, neck
Are you
tattoos.
employed?
There you go. Okay.
Tiny little thing of stems and pieces, though, or actual shroom?
What systems do they do?
Work for the local 200 for the union. We're building the new James Wexner Center. It's 28 stories.
This
It's
guy.
the biggest build for OSU.
Okay.
A medical facility?
Yes, sir. It's the new James Wexner building. This is in Columbus.
Right. Let me take a quick look here at the file, and then we're going to talk about your bond, okay?
Okay.
We did too. Seymour Butts was on the show a lot.
Yes,
Him
and
and cousin Stevie.
Cousin Stevie, right here. I can't show you because there's a lot of nudity, but I got it's a production card, promo production card thing that's signed by all them. Man, we had lots of time.
Flower Tushy was on with us a bunch. Mariposa was on a bunch.
That show was it on Showtime? I believe.
I think so.
Let's see if I can show. I don't think I can show.
Family Business was the name of it. He was a great dude. Really super nice guy. All of them were. Cousin Stevie was a trip. When you got a really good job like that, you should not be doing stupid stuff. Okay, you covering up all the tatas. Nicely done. Nicely. A little bit. Turn it. Turn it. See, you see Cousin Stevie down there and the mom. Yeah. Carol says she bought a huge mushroom. You like the mushroom cap, do you? Shiitake?
All right. Now, Mr. Seymour, without getting into what may or may not have happened there, which caused the deputies to respond, is there anything you want to say about bond before I decide what it should be?
I actually like the show too. I actually watched
Say
it.
anything about the bond?
That was a
You want,
good show.
you want to speak to bond, and I was going to caution you not to get into what may or may not have happened.
No, I would ask for OR, a signature bond.
Carol says she bought a huge mushroom. Huge.
huge. That actually would work though.
Yeah. A dousing.
Yeah, Ed, there's a very famous little dirt track called Millbridge Speedway where a lot of go-kart racing happens.
All right, well,
And
Mr. Seymour, I've had a chance to review both the case file as well as the your previous.
Bless you.
anyways, they sell it in these little
I'm not gonna
cups
be able
for
to
25
release
cents.
on
It's
practice
so
on today,
good.
but I'll keep it relatively low for a first-degree misdemeanor. I'll make it $2,500 cash surety. I will make it a 10% bond, but I'm going to put two conditions on it.
I don't know if I like it that much.
You're not consuming alcohol or illegal drugs. Number two, I'm going to put on, at least for now, a no contact order with Natasha Oni. Now, that can be changed down the road, but for now,
Hi, T.
no contact order.
T
Now,
doing the
if
Lord's
you
work
put
background.
and you have belongings at her address, you can make arrangements for what's called standby assistance through the sheriff's office. They'll meet you there to allow you to retrieve some of your belongings, but you can't go there on your own to get those. Do you understand?
Is there any way that you can give me a signature bond?
I'm not going to do it today, but whichever judge is assigned to the case, whether it's
I like to call them touch Connors, but no, that's a different
I'm
one.
going to leave it in the amount I've just said. Any other questions?
That's it.
We'll get it assigned to a judge set for trial. You're eligible to ask for court-appointed counsel, and you can get the application there at the jail. If you post the bond and get out, you have to turn it in. If you don't, they'll turn it in for you. You may go
said
to the
it's
office.
$250 to wear?
Actually,
I like
it's,
turtles.
it'll go to the clerk, and the jail will tell you the particulars about how it actually gets paid. But you're right, 250 is 10% of 2,500. I forgot, we got to deal with your traffic ticket from.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. All right. You've been charged with speeding on 79 and a 55. And
Failed.
under an FRA suspension. Based upon your previous
No.
driving record, the driver's license charges an unclassified misdemeanor. The speeding's minor misdemeanor. Neither carries any jail time. How do you want
Was it sourdough or Texas
Nope.
toast?
And you know you don't have to do
Well,
that.
Texas toast is
Independent
fine because then
on you have a
it
right to a
plays
trial.
into the
government
melt
has to prove
side.
guilty on a reasonable doubt. You plead
Nope.
guilty, you admit it. They don't have to prove anything. There's no.
Yes.
And are you? a
You can feel your
citizen of the
pledge.
United States? All right. Anything you want to say before I decide
Much
what
needed.
client to
Thank
be
you.
here?
No.
All right. Any particular reason why you didn't deal with this back in 2020?
Because they have my address wrong on there. They got it for 479 East Markinson.
Yeah, that's what they have it down as on your ticket. That was wrong.
Yeah, I ain't lived in Columbus in 3 years.
Where are you from originally?
In Columbus.
Okay.
Oh, you know that's falling all apart when you bite into it. And,
Terrible.
a nightmare. You
Stick
must
to the roof of your
fork.
mouth.
Yeah. I cut that thing out with a knife and fork. Damn it, Carol.
Damn it, Carol.
A keto. Should have took that lettuce you had and made a lettuce wrap like it from Hardee's.
That's right.
The good news is that you actually showed
That's the way
proof of
to do it.
insurance to the highway patrol sergeant that cited you back in 2020. So you're not going to have to worry about that type of a suspension. And I'm not going to suspend your license as part of your sentence. But I'll reflect that proof of insurance was taken care of. I'll fine you according to our traffic schedule on your speeding citation. That's $49 in court costs. You have a number of prior convictions for license-related offenses, so that'll be a $200 fine. They'll tell you exactly how much it all is together and when it has to be paid when you're down there at the jail. But that being said, now do you have any other questions?
Okay, now you said the clerk of courts to pay them $250 now. Can
I like a nice, delicious
somebody come down here and pay that for me?
Oh, absolutely.
Brioche?
Somebody can pay it for you. They'll just come down and explain that it's a post bond on your behalf. But then the person who posts the bond on your behalf and you are on the hook for the full $2,500 if you fail to appear, though. So be advised of that.
And they can do that at the clerk of court, right?
They can do it at the clerk's office. You'll have to check with the.
Got a lot of
I'm pretty
questions.
sure they can do it at the jail
Damn,
too,
girl.
and, after working hours. But they'll tell you nuts and bolts how that works. Any other
But
questions?
I don't have to go to a bondsman or nothing.
You don't have to, but you can. I mean, you can if you want to make arrangements with a bonds person.
I just call it
that's
garbage.
entirely up to you. But in order to
I just throw it in the
you have to
trash.
post, at least 10% of that $2,500 bond. All right.
My mom called it the heel of the
Thank
bread.
you. May go with the officer.
H-E-L-L. Heel.
Heel.
Okay, next we
Heel.
have
Called the heel.
Pollyanna Smith.
You talking about a hill? No, a heel.
Hey, girl.
Are you Miss Smith?
I hope so.
She's talked down to a phone,
Not
a
never
crock
mind,
phone
because You
before.
have 3 cases from last year as well that we got to deal with.
Just
Let's
getting
see
caught
here.
up on last year's cases. I'll BRB. You okay for a minute?
Yep. Good to go.
Yeah. So let's see here. You've got one from August the 23rd of last year. You've got one from July the 29th of last year. And you've got one from November of last year. Now, that last one, I don't think you ever actually entered a plea on. The other two you did. One was assigned to Judge George. One was assigned to me. On those cases, we're going to set new bonds for you and get new trial dates. But we need to address this charge here, though, okay? You've been charged with not having a valid operator's license, which based upon the fact that you have a prior conviction, I think.
See, no license. Y'all hear that noise that's in the courtroom?
So if they can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you have a prior conviction within ever for the same offense, it's an M1. So that's up to 180 days jail, up to a $1,000 fine. How do you want to plead?
Not guilty. I had a license. I was living in West Virginia, and I came to Ohio, and I didn't transfer them over, and that's why.
Do you want to stand on your pleas of not guilty on those other two cases as well, and just have me set bonds for you?
Yeah, please.
She said it to feed a CM Punk a many a
Quite
time.
obviously, the obvious question, and that is, how come you didn't deal with these last year?
I was trying to get my
Lice problem under control. Recently shaved my head to get rid of the lice.
For the ones on my case before up here, because like when you get to West Virginia, you didn't, it didn't matter that I didn't have a license up here, because I could restart one down there. But the simple fact is I forgot about all that, and because I was living in West Virginia for 8 years, so I was trying to pay off my reinstatement fees, and then I just happened to get them all like placed together.
So when did you get arrested? It looks like you got arrested yesterday, correct?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Where were you when they arrested you yesterday?
I had somebody had flagged them down for me because I needed to go to the hospital.
Okay. Were you able to get the medical treatment that you needed?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Where's McGowan?
Now, are you from West Virginia originally and you came up here for a while, or the other way around?
Other way around.
Okay. And what took you to West Virginia?
A baby.
You still in it or having it?
What is your current address?
My mailing address is 196 South 5th Street.
Now, last time I talked to you, you told me it was North 5th Street.
No, it's South. I might have been living on North 5th Street at that time. But it's 196 South 5th Street.
And is that vertical or the lookup center?
Yeah, yes, sir. That's my mailing address.
All right. Are you between homes right now?
I'm staying in between each one of my kids, but like I don't live with any of them because they live through collation.
Sure. Are they all adults? Your children?
Yeah. Yeah.
How long have you been back up in Ohio?
About 4, maybe 5 years.
All right. Well, so basically you've had warrants out for your arrest since I think like last August or something. So you've either been locked up someplace else or you've been doing a good job staying away from the police.
Yeah, I'm not chaotic.
She says she's between houses. She literally lives between houses. Just saying.
Okay, so here's the deal. On all three of these cases, you're eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. You only need to fill out one application, but you need to put all 3 case numbers on it. They can help you there either at the jail or at the clerk's office to make sure you have all your case numbers listed. I'm going to go ahead and cut you loose because it seems awful dumb to keep you in there on traffic stuff like this. But if you fail to appear in the future, and I'm the judge who sets your bond after your arrest for failing to appear, I want to be upfront with you.
You could have just sat down, Keaton. We never known you were here or not.
Okay.
Now, the cases that were already assigned, one to me, one to Judge George, are going to get rescheduled. And until a lawyer gets involved, you'll get notice sent directly to you at the address that's on your bond paperwork.
Please like this video.
As far as the new case that you pled not guilty to today, that will be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. As I said, you have the right to hire counsel. You are eligible to ask the court to appoint counsel to represent you at no cost. But
Shelley with the comment of the day.
I can speak for Judge George, but if you showed up on the day of trial and wanted a continuance so you could get a lawyer, I would tell you no. So let's get these things taken care of, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well, Ms. Smith. You may go with the officer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sue, I got to say, the numbers today weren't nearly as bad as I was afraid they were going to be.
And you know what else, Sue? I bet you
They
that
weren't as bad as like last Tuesday.
Yeah.
I bet that woman off her meds is a lot of fun.
I hope on Sue's last day when he says, we were glad you worked here, she just comes on camera with her tit out. Just boom, there it is. Like last day at work, baby.
Yeah.
Titty out.
I think that's a great idea. Let's try to get a hold of Sue. All right, so we've got I think only one walk up today.
All right.
Looks that way.
Marcus, coming up.
Come on, Mr. Bucket. Put your balls in my mouth.
Understand your rights in court today? All right. I think you've never addressed this item.
Did you enjoy the show, sir?
So
Because I
you
saw
got
you
a
laughing a
drive
lot.
last year. It's alleged that you were operating a silver 2011 Ford on Isabel Road near Chelsea Drive in Newark, Lincoln County, Ohio, and you did so while you were under a license forfeiture. Now, based upon your previous driving record,
forfeiture,
that's going to be an unclassified misdemeanor because they're not saying that you had at least 2 prior convictions within the last 3 years, which means you're not looking at any jail time. You are, however, facing the potential of, if you were to plead guilty or be convicted, being ordered to perform community service, pay a fine of up to $1,000, and have your right to apply for a license.
Like, I just do the jail time or pay for that community service. It's worked in other courtrooms.
Now, that doesn't admit guilt, and it can't.
It's true. We've seen that before.
But it does admit that what they say happened is true. And if what they say happens enough, I'm going to find you guilty. Got it? You don't have the right to an attorney to be appointed, but you have the right to hire one. Was it your intention to waive that right today? Okay. You have a right to a trial. You're presumed to be innocent. It's the state's burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. If you plead no contest, they don't have.
Why are we not getting the head shot, the love shot?
And are you a citizen of the United States? All right. So I'll ask you the same thing I asked a bunch of them. How come you didn't deal with this way back last year?
I had a warrant from Knox County and whatever.
Was he scratching his ass? Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
Thank you guys in the truck. I don't know why you're not switching between the two because just the back shot's stupid.
Gotcha.
It is really dumb. Thank you for listening back.
I got a job at Joe.
Good.
I'll show him I'm a good guy. I'm a papa.
We're on the record. You don't need to go into that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, this is the first moving violation you've had since 2013.
Maybe
timing wise, I guess.
Behind the wheel,
Just
right?
barred. I don't know.
Unfortunately, Chris, I think
So
this-
close.
Is this online?
No, it's down there.
Yeah.
School down there.
Okay. Sure.
well, we pay these men in the truck for different camera angles,
Good.
and they just sit on one. Ridiculous. At least they give us an empty
The
chair every
2011
once in a
Ford
while.
is your girlfriend? Was your then
Like
girlfriend?
that's just taking advantage, but it's all right.
She keeps insurance on it, right?
Oh yeah, that bitch pays all the insurance.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
I sure would appreciate if you would not suspend my license.
I'm not going to suspend your license.
Well, then you won.
You know, it used to be for every single driver's license charge. If you got convicted, it was a mandatory license suspension, which made no sense because the whole point is we want you to have a license. So number one, we know that you know how to drive. And number two, we want you to have insurance so that we know you can be responsible for any damage or injury.
Number three, so you can go to work and pay your
I can't
fines.
speak for everybody involved in the criminal justice system, but my wish and my goal is get you valid. I'm not going to do anything that makes that harder for you unless it's mandatory. And
Good
it's
man.
not, so I'm not. But I'm going to hit you up with a $200 fine in court costs. They'll
Don't.
tell you how long you have to pay it off.
Don't.
You can do some community service to help satisfy some of it, not all of it. But if you fail to take care of it by the deadline that you're given, we put on what's called a forfeiture, and then you're that.
Poor Papa's got to go to do.
If you're making a good faith effort
He's
to
a
try to
legend.
get
He
this
can
taken
pay
care
it.
of, and you need extra time, you
guess
can always write in and ask for that. I'm usually good for at least one extension, but let's get this taken care of and put this thing to bed.
I promise court that I'll pay it right now.
Well, you got the money. I'll take it sooner rather than later. All right. So
Says
that
they
is-
told you. 20. It's 20 for you, bud.
Bailiff, you have a good day.
At what point do we have a tip jar?
God bless you.
I wanted to say something real quick. We typically are going to jump around to different courtrooms, but I just, when Licking's up there and we got first appearances, there is just, in my eyes, there's nothing better.
There's no reason to.
There's nothing better.
Just like when we have court in Earl's neck of the woods.
Yeah.
And they're up there.
Yeah.
There's no reason to leave.
There just isn't. It's, yeah. And I'm glad I watched the numbers. I see everybody sticking around, so I know you guys think the same thing, but I just, it's so damn good there. But anyways, speaking of jumping, we got a little time.
A little bit of
time.
time.
And the last time that you
Good
had the
Lord.
children here,
Jesus,
and
lady.
we'd ask that those messages be made an exhibit. And then,
Oh, we're gonna put messages into exhibit. Can the
yes,
judge read them?
oh, and then that one,
Please.
that's the one you were referring to about her saying not to tell anyone. Yeah, she really wouldn't be talking to you anymore.
Sex talk with the
We have to
judge,
tell
Wolf. Mark this sexy. Bailiff. Take this over and mark it sexy and hand it over. I have not seen Dolphins fan in a very long time. I haven't seen Ivan in a very long time. I haven't seen Gina. Not Gina, the real estate OnlyFans girl, but Gina, the other Gina.
From Mount Morris.
Yeah. A lot of people I haven't seen in a while.
All left.
Read them out loud for everybody, Judge. We all want to hear. We all want to hear these messages.
Well, while we got a second, well, Mr. Wolf looks at those. Don't forget, coming up 4:05, mini chase Monday. We got a chase.
And you test positive for marijuana at that time. Yes, ma'am. We asked that be made an exhibit.
I hate coming to a courtroom where the audio is not set up right.
I know.
It's just so stupid.
And,
if we're going to stream it.
Who of your family lives in this area? Yeah.
Where's Haley? Haley's gone. She's
well, we ran her off because we were making jokes.
Brother and his 2 children. Both of my brothers and their 5 children, 4.5. We're waiting on number 5.
She's on.
My brother's wives, cousins, my aunts, uncles. It's a lot.
Okay. And do your children have a relationship with all of?
Yes, ma'am.
All of these people?
I already trademarked.
And since this has been filed beginning in April of last year, have you been able to talk to the children?
Very few times.
Okay, and only recently were you allowed a full phone call on June 14th, is that right?
Yes.
Or 15th? And how did that go?
It's good. Finally talked. I got our gun issues. They asked about the whole family, how everybody was, exactly what they were doing, where they were. It's good.
What?
And then at the last court date on July 7th of 2021, did Macy run up and hug you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did she whisper something that no one else could hear?
Not to me, no.
Oh, not to you. Okay.
What's she doing?
She hugged your
Whispering?
mom too.
Yes, ma'am.
What do they call your mom and dad?
Granny and granddad.
They call you the C word.
Yes, Angela.
I mean, if somebody gets run off because we like to have fun,
So it's really only been
I
this
don't
summer and last summer that you didn't have the summer visitation with them.
She
So like 2020 would be whenever you had the restraining order hearing, so you wouldn't have had them that summer.
I was
You
under the
didn't have
impression
them
other
this summer.
things were going on behind that
so
paywall, but she
from
swears up and
2000
down
in
that the
2018,
paywall was
19,
for
You had the summer
reading.
visitation, and then would you get them on breaks too?
we
How did
made
that
jokes
go?
about
Often I could, I worked a lot.
yeah, jokes.
But as often as I could, and like I could afford
Them's
to go
jokes,
down
son.
there, I would do something.
She took that the wrong way.
And as far as the last, since 2020, was it a financial burden for you to have to travel down there?
It is, it's hard.
You have to get a hotel?
I do.
And your
Hmm.
ex testified it was about 7-hour drive, is that correct?
7 hours and 59 minutes.
He's being
from
paid
my
to
house.
stream now and to DJ.
Okay, and
So
you feel uncomfortable in their home
Oh, yes,
visiting with
ma'am.
the children?
Absolutely.
long story.
Okay. Have you asked to like do meet in a public place? Or
I have.
what was that request denied?
It was.
My God, how many text messages this judge got to look at?
Apparently,
And are
quite
there
a
things
few.
around them that
Good
you could have
Lord.
met at?
Yes.
You're just looking for nudes now? He's just burning through them.
Do you think that the Waldens have said derogatory things about you in the presence of the children?
Yes.
All three of them?
Yes.
And I'm gonna object unless she's got personal
Yeah, no,
knowledge
she,
of that, that you
she
think
swears
she
up and
said
down
these
she does
things around
readings
those
now,
children.
or stones and stuff. Weird tarot. I don't know.
Besides the incident with Miss Walden where she called
I'd
you
like to get one of
a
those
piece
done
of
live.
trash,
It's like
etc.,
10
in
people
front
on
of
that app.
Macy. Have you ever heard them say anything bad about you?
Personally, no, but my children told me.
They have told you.
Yes, ma'am.
My God, this courtroom. Everybody's microphone bleeds into everybody's microphone.
Are you willing to do counseling with Aaliyah if that's what it takes?
Absolutely.
Has Macy said anything to you about not wanting you to be their mother anymore?
No,
Okay.
Have you ever seen another man's penis? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Edtorian. God bless you. That was them, not us.
Valid point. We don't get mad at people very often, though.
No,
it takes a lot.
A whole lot.
It
takes a lot for him and a whole lot for me.
You remember the thing about Wayfair there for a while about ordering children?
Yes.
What are we doing? Composing our questions? Like, is she reading down the list and then just like making up questions as she reads text? Or
I don't know what she's doing. This very strange courtroom. And why are we handing stuff to the guy that's just leisurely sitting over there to the side in front of the jury box?
Almost seems like we're a little unprepared.
Are we filing paperwork for an audit? What are we doing?
I'm going to hand up some pictures of you and the children.
Some pictures of your children.
Can you identify those?
Yes, ma'am.
Are these pictures
Someone
that you've
held
taken of
filing
your children?
cabinet.
Yes, ma'am.
And they appear to be happy. You thought they were happy at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of things did y'all used to do together whenever you were allowed to see them?
She's trying to get back to see the kids.
We've gone on vacations with my family, the Discovery Park, the zoo. The girls played softball and I would play baseball when they were here. Games we were always at. Fishing to the creek, to swim at Granny and Granddad's.
She's
to go
so she
shopping with
grasping
Mom and
straws.
Papa.
We like to breathe and
family dinners, everybody
go
go to Mom.
in sun.
We also
And then
have
go
an
back
incident.
in from the sun.
Nice. I've only acquired 2 of them. I do use them.
I got.
I said that be made an exhibit.
They're great for putting on the walls.
God bless you.
$2 cash. I like farts. Fartallooia.
Did Maverick say anything to you at the last court night?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he say?
Maverick.
He
You talking
leaned
about Top
in
Gun?
and whispered that he said, "Mommy, I love you. You're always going to be my mommy, no matter what anyone says."
Aww.
Have you ever been charged with any crimes?
No, ma'am.
Mama's favorite.
I've got what the judge is watching on his screen right now.
Ah, yes. The jockey of the day.
That's what it is.
This residence, 445 Stevenson Circle, you own that home?
My grandparents do.
Do you pay them rent?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much rent do you pay?
$600
Each month?
Yes, ma'am.
And who lives
not
there
bad.
with you?
My boyfriend Zachary Hallam,
Okay, and before Mr. Hallam, there was another boyfriend. Who was that?
Michael Crick.
And how long were you with Mr. Crick?
Almost 2 years.
Did you live with Mr. Crick?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you live at the Stevenson Circle address?
Yes, ma'am.
And before that, who was your boyfriend?
I was married before that.
And who were you married to?
Jordan Guy.
And what
The
happened with you
forbidden
and
door.
Mr. Guy?
We got divorced.
And how long ago has that been?
3 years.
Okay, with regard to your current boyfriend, Mr. Zachary Hallam, he's never been around these children, has he?
No, ma'am.
Only knows what you tell him about them.
What he can read and see for himself and what I told him, yes, ma'am.
He did.
You said that you and Mr. Walden had some agreement on child support, but there was never a court order to modify anything, was there?
No, ma'am.
And with regard to the children's medical bills, can you remember the last time you paid a medical bill or part of a medical bill?
I had called a office and paid a bill for Macy. It was like.
When was the last time you ran, ma'am?
When was that?
A couple years.
Stephen O'Neill.
Welcome to court.
And in these text messages that you have made an exhibit, I believe it's collective 3. In these messages, your daughter tells you, I love you too, but there's a lot of explaining that needs to happen before I'll be ready to talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
In your messages, your daughter tells you, and me and Macy are not happy with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And they weren't, were they?
No, ma'am.
In your text messages, your daughter explains, we just want to be able to have a normal rest of our childhood. And it feels like we can't because everything going on with me and Macy. We thought it would be better if we just removed what was making us sad, and that was you. And we can't have certain social media, etc. She told you.
How old are her kids?
That you were making her
Like
sad.
17?
Kind of
And
sad.
in
Huh?
these text messages, she told you, Mom, I went through my teenage years alone and confused. And I wish that you could have been there to teach me things that I didn't know, things I've had to learn on my own. Now Macy's almost 13.
Yes, ma'am.
And you weren't
How old did
there.
she say she was?
Not by my own choice, ma'am.
13. She just talked about going through her teenage years.
And then in your text messages,
Huh?
What?
she tells you, but it's not that we don't want to, because Macy and Mac probably do, but for me, I have some really bad memories there. And it's not anyone's fault, but I gotta handle it before I can ever go there again.
That was not about me, but yes, ma'am, that is what it says.
She talked about coming back here with you, correct?
BRB.
That is not what she was talking about.
And you asked your own daughter in these text messages, did Jordan's dad touch you?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And she told you that he did and your husband did.
Yes, ma'am.
He and Jordan both did. And they were there with you when it happened.
I was not aware that it happened.
But it happened.
Yes, ma'am. It also happened to me. By both of them.
When we were in court in 2020, essentially the judge gave you your parenting plan just the way that it was set up and said, pass your drug screen.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't do it.
No, ma'am.
This summer visitation, you talk about the kids and going on vacations, but in 2019, you didn't go on that vacation to Florida, did you?
No, ma'am, I have work.
But your children were there.
Right,
Yes,
Sally?
my family.
And you couldn't take the time to go with them to be on that.
No, ma'am, I was not able to. It's sort of quitting my job.
No other question.
Go ahead, Mr. Sanders.
Come on up, Colonel Sanders.
The Jordan person, is that your ex-husband?
It is.
And your daughter indicated to you that while the two of you were married, that she had been inappropriately touched by your husband
Yes, sir.
and your husband's father.
Yes.
And did that, I'm assuming that happened while the children were visiting with you?
Yes, sir.
And it was your testimony that some of those same things happened to you
Yes.
during the course of that marriage?
Yes.
Did you feel it prudent, given what had happened to you, to then allow your children to be around your husband that had done these things to you?
That is why during that visit, they started to stay with my parents more. And I would go over there when I got off work, and then I would go home, go to bed, get up, repeat the next day.
Well, if that were the case, then how did this happen with your daughter?
It was while I was at work.
It was while you were at work.
Yes.
Had you already been the victim of something at that point?
By the father, yes. And the father was never left alone with her after it happened to me.
Yeah, this is a complicated
Your
one.
husband had not done anything at that point to you?
No.
Just to your daughters?
Just my daughter.
But his father had?
Yeah.
And somehow his father was allowed around your children, and it happened to them as well?
Yeah. Four.
Let's talk a little bit about child support. You all were divorced in 2015, is that correct?
Yes.
Was Mr. Walden, was he the primary residential parent from 2015 forward, at least on the divorce papers?
Yes.
Okay. And you've testified that from 2015 until 2018, his job, and I think the things that had maybe kept him away, and the children, sounds like were primarily with your folks, your parents, is that right?
Yes, sir.
But can we agree that from 2018?
Clip it,
forward,
Carol.
They've been in the primary custody of their father?
Yes.
If you find it, the little scissors
Your
thing out
it
there.
sounds like it's been kind of occasional.
In the vlog.
sporadic. You agree with that? Hasn't been totally consistent?
Right.
Do you recall when they moved to Georgia?
It is. I think you're gonna jump out of it when Mikey comes back. I mean, we can go over here and 3 minutes to pose for race 4 at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. By the way, speaking of Creed going back in August, one of my least favorite casinos to go to is over here, but love going to watch the ponies race and putting some monies out there. We'll watch a race and see if it
And
gets
it's
strong.
never been modified,
No.
correct?
No.
Do you recall what level of visitation the divorce laid out for you?
I got every other weekend. We would flip flop the holidays. Some long breaks I would get, some long breaks he would get, and I would get 6 weeks consecutive in the summer.
Okay. Do you recall since 2018 if that level of visitation?
Dave's picks is 2316.
Not every other weekend, no, that wasn't.
And it's been testified
Mikey,
here
since you're
today
talking
that,
about lots of abuse,
Children. All right.
I think we'll jump back over here. Race, what? 2 minutes to post. Race 4. Do you think it gets struck down? It's the only thing I had up. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
We're pretty much done anyways. We
Pretty much
got
done, yeah.
Chase coming up at 4:05 East. It's 1 minute to post. I'm going to go ahead and pick my horse. By the way, Mikey, this is Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack, which is about 45-minute drive from Old Bath. It's the closest one for me to go to.
Are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? That's the numbers?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
it. There's your odds underneath at 5-1 for horse number 1. Number 2 is a 1-1 shot. So obviously that would be your best odds, basically.
I'm gonna take old number 3. Son of Darkness.
Son of Darkness is scratched. No.
Oh no! What?
No. Wait. They wouldn't be showing the odds if it was scratched. No, 6 is. 5 is scratched. 5 is scratched. That's what it is. 5 is scratched.
Would the horse get diarrhea all of a sudden and couldn't run? What's going on?
0 minutes to pose. I do love going to these races. Been to more races at Finger Lakes than anywhere. Flush, are you boxing that, or we just doing a straight up pick 5? There'd be some big monies, by the way. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll do a trifecta because that'd be real easy to box it. and I'll do a 1, 2, 3. Now, boxing. Do you know what boxing means, Mikey? I'll teach you.
Does that mean you pick all of them the way they show up? Is that what you're talking about?
No, if you just straight up, like if you do like a trifecta, you would have to put down exact order that they come in, and obviously you win a whole lot more. But if you box it, then they can come in anyway. But you also pay double what your bet typically would be. 4, 6, 3. You imagine what that would pay out? I like that.
I'm saying 3, 1, 2. Now, am I picking the first one as the one that's going to win? Right?
Yeah. If you're not going to box it, you'd have to straight up
3, 1, 2.
Run a daily double. Colin Collins with horse racing sports. Wesley says 4, 2 boxed. I like that. Skittles Keaton is just taking it straight up 7-1 on the 6 horse. I like that. I don't know what the weight is here.
The fillies are approaching the starting gate.
All right. Bring them on. Look at her. Ain't she a great filly?
Is this Dylan?
Hey, Dylan. Good to see you with the 666 pick.
2, 3, 1 for remains. I don't even remember what I picked. I know I was going 1, 2, 3 box.
I said 3, 1, 2.
I'm boxing mine, so it don't matter. But you're going 3, 1, 2, which would be a straight up trifecta, which I like. That's when you just go in there and you just pick your favorite horse that looks good and just say it wins.
$20 on old pretty horse.
Win, play, show.
It's post time for the 4th race. 3-year-old fillies arriving at the starting gate. Endless Crusade 4 to 5.
We haven't gotten taken down yet.
7 to 5.
Why would we?
Royalty moving into post position 1.
The broadcasts of these, now they're all of a sudden on YouTube. So listen, I almost paid quite a bit to get the 3 different big channels so you could watch horse racing all day.
I mean, Motley Sue is number 6. Motley Sue. Motley Sue.
Get your bet in before they take off, because then that would be, obviously
3, 1, 2. 3.
Fair use for gambling education. Well, people do need to learn, and I would love to learn more about these.
So they just pull the gate out there on a trailer and set it wherever they want.
Will be the last 3-year-old filly to the outside. Endless Crusade at 1 to 2, and All About Bella 2 to 1. Pick 5 tie.
And they're off.
And Endless Crusade begin the best. Endless Crusade.
Come on, Son of Darkness.
Laugh now fires into the 2nd spot. Road to Royalty comes away in the 4th position. Albany Yates is the distant trailer. Endless Crusade on the lead. Lindsay's Laugh is second.
I'm All About Bella. Excuse me.
The rail, somewhat of a tight spot for her. Equally as tight for All About Bella, who backs out of that spot. She's 4th, more than 3 or 4.
Come on.
Held by
1's coming in, and 3 looks pretty good if that 6 keeps trailing off.
Crusade, Road to Royalty gets
I would get my
Endless Crusade is
1, 2, 3.
enough, and the race goes through the big.
Oh, come on.
Oh, look at this guy coming up here in the Yeller. Got a good run. Does it have enough time?
Ooh, that guy is way ahead.
Yeah, no, they're down the front stretch.
Is not stopping. She keeps on going strongly to the
I won.
Road to Royalty running a good one in defeat. She's hanging on for 2nd from All About Bella. Albany Yates checked in 4th for the Super.
Nice. One more quarter, and I think that horse of the Yeller would have made it.
Yeah. Well, the horse over here is going to tell everybody thank you for joining us today.
Right.
We got a case of degenerate gambling. We hope everybody had a good time. I know we did. If you haven't already liked the video, please do so. We do this 5 days a week Monday through Friday, and we'll be back at 4 or 5.
And you usually don't have horse racing in the middle of court. So
no, that's called a bonus.
That's right. That's a bonus. We'll see you guys at 4:05 Mini Chase Monday. Been fun. Court Licking. Thank God for Licking County. Those crazy ass people there.
Yep, we appreciate it.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The fart is posted on.
She swears that the dude leaned in and farted.
There's no way. She's full of it. She probably heard the fart sound effect. She saw him move. She's eating butts of bread for a hamburger bun. I mean, can we really rely on Carol at this point? I don't think so.
Let's see.
What?
You pay them rent? Yes, ma'am.
This thing is tiny.
Oh my God! Come on,
Carol. Come on, Carol.
Come on, Carol.
Christ, Carol.
Lord have mercy.
Do you pay them rent? Yes, ma'am. And how much rent? Do you pay them rent? Yes, ma'am. And how much rent?
That's the chair.
Do you pay them rent? Yes, ma'am. And how much?
The whole courtroom would have erupted.
Yeah, that's the chair.
Do you pay them rent? Yes, ma'am.
Not true.
Do you pay them rent?
Falsifications. We're out of here. See you guys at 4 or 5. Please excuse Carol.
I mean, unless it was a super pro tip for him moving the chair because he knew he had to let that one out.
Maybe it's
I'll
up for
analyze
deliberation.
that audio and surround sound Dolby 5.0 at the local AMC theater.
Break it down. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. 4 or 5 for We Gotta Chase.
How much rent do you pay? $600.
Wow, what a deal.